football heritage. That's 20 minutes, I'm told. Football heritage. And, I think Jose, if he were an artist or a record label producer, CEO, would make a lot of money from the amount of reusage of content that he has put out.
His box office.
When Jose made that comment that's now becoming famous, I don't think he himself even realized the Harvard Business School lecture he was giving the entire footballing universe. That comment has come up every single year since he made that comment in Champions League about football heritage. What happened with Juventus? In my opinion, that's football heritage.
I don't think I agree
No,
completely
hold on.
with the Juventus one.
I'll explain. When a top football club, even for a year or 6 months, derails from the core principles of winning every football match at all costs, legally, by the rules. by the rules. Within the ambit of the rules. When a top football club deviates from that and starts chasing something, our cameraman is tired, so ordered food from somewhere.
The sound of this thing now, direction, person they can't find out.
Yeah, you get.
The thing.
But to go back to it, when a top football club like Juventus, Manchester United, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich deviate even for a second away from the core principles of we must win a trophy, and we will do that at the expense of any individual, and start following what is now perceived as new media and narrative to feed the retweets, the likes, the numbers, sell jerseys. That moment, they start losing ground that they built for decades.
Of course.
The moment Juventus made the hiring of Pirlo a success in their eyes, and we all love Pirlo. We watched him play at AC Milan, quality player. Would probably never see his type again, right? But we all knew immediately that was the wrong appointment. We all knew immediately. Yeah. But it all started from Sarri. Yeah. All they play fancy football. This idea of the great football. Juventus started dropping in level. The mentality started dropping.
Yeah.
Knockout ties. We take playing well than knocking out the top side in Champions League. Regardless of how we do it. In the years past, we've knocked out teams being called the old lady, right? That art of football. We should have taken pride in doing that. But that wasn't enough for the media. They said, that's not as anti-football. So we wanted to side with the media. What is happening now is that a team like Villarreal, for example, and Unai Emery, who is now programmed to tunnel vision for knockout games.
He's the king of knockout games.
King of knockout games. Has gone there and has masterminded an absolute steal at Juventus. It's going to beat them 3-0. It would not happen in 5 years ago. If Juventus are just... Juventus win that game 1-0 and they play for 4 hours, Juventus keep that 1-0 scoreline.
Simple. This monologue.
Right?
This monologue,
more so when the first leg... more so when the first leg is 1-1.
Back here.
More so when the first leg is 1-1.
Fantastic debut.
You get it. But that's it. And what Mourinho said is that...
He's gone and scored a blinder.
I remember what Mourinho said. Mourinho said, you think I don't pick the guy... You think I don't pick... I think it was a midfielder in Sevilla at the time. Or was it Sevilla or Valencia? There was a player in the midfield. He said, I think it was not one of these guys.
Ajax.
No.
When
Mourinho got knocked out of the champion, Banega. So you think I don't pick Banega
over my midfielders?
Which is a harsh thing to say as a manager. But it was being factual. Because that player you're seeing there understands, has been in 5 knockout games. He knows when to slow it down, when to speed it up, temperature, how to, I say that a lot. But that's football heritage. And that's my monologue.
So for as far as Jose Mourinho is concerned,
celebrate me, please. Hallelujah.
As far as Jose Mourinho is concerned, I think sometimes his undoing is that he can be a little too honest. So when you are always saying what's on your mind, it's not always the best. Especially now, the world has changed. You cannot just say what's on your mind all the time. I don't necessarily agree with it, but that's just the reality of the world. But for Juventus...
Last year, they got knocked out by Lyon, by the way. The COVID year...
Farmers League.
Got knocked out by Lyon.
Farmers League people.
So this is not a surprise. It has happened 3 years in a row now. They got knocked out by teams that are nowhere near that level. It was the same thing Mourinho was saying. Look, you think you're a big club. You're no longer a big. You're a big club by the history.
Yeah. See, when I was talking about your monologue, right? What I got from it is...
I was just kidding. It wasn't a monologue.
No, I'm just joking too. but from your explanations, right, it started to make sense when Juventus rebranded. Personally, I don't even like this new logo.
My brother, you will come back here.
When Juventus rebranded, they wanted to be more likable. They wanted to be more
media
good.
friendly.
They wanted to be more... They
Change the logo, actually.
They brought J for me. Juventus is oval, stripes, white and black with stars. That's Juventus, old lady. You now brought J and you say you have changed the ideals of the club.
No, that's not actually ideal. The way you're perceived.
Yeah, the way you're perceived, so to speak. The
like
way
a media makeover.
You want to change. That's why they now feel like they needed to change.
People have been saying we should do something, we have not done it. So
they needed to change the style of play to appease to the modern fan, and all that stuff. And sometimes Diego Simeone gets criticisms for this a lot, and then people will tell you that he has taken Atletico Madrid as far as he can and all that stuff. But he would still prove that he can churn out results when it is needed. So sometimes when you say you want to pander to what is popular and take away the crux of what football is about, which is results. And I do not understand why this is so popular. People will say, somebody once said, I would rather get relegated with Frank Lampard than
with Marcelo Bielsa.
As the person waiting in get for university, and then where in they work now, how much is the salary? These are the questions you ask the person.
Football Manager and all these things have made people think that they know more about football than they actually do.
The crux,
and then they're forsaking what? See,
we're doing a
70 minutes, one pass per minute. Give me one goal.
We're doing a
Nobody got time.
We're doing a promo for my radio show a couple of years ago, and one of my friends, Tola, said, so the producer asked us to say, what does football mean to you, right? And I said, football is like a beef between 22 players, like a beef, right? And what he said, Tola Gunlewe, shout out to him, said football is like, players in a colosseum, right? It's battle. Mm-hmm. It's the ideals the principles are, I work harder than you, I run harder than you, I mentally impose on you. Simple. That's what gets the result.
I dare say, I'm going to come back to UB. When I said I don't particularly agree with the football heritage thing happening with Juventus Villarreal, because I thought it was saying the reason Villarreal won was because football heritage, in terms of Villarreal, have now mastered, they've done it multiple times. So now that was what prompted, or that was what kept them in the game, and that was why they won. Why
so that's part of it, actually.
Yeah, why I disagreed at first was that I thought the lines were much more thinner than that in the game yesterday. Yeah. Villarreal, fantastic performance. I thought the results flattered them.
Yeah, it did.
Now, you see this idea of play better than actually winning. It is, I dare say, it came from, I don't know how this is going to sound, but I think it came from losers, actually.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it came from losers who, when you know that you have something that you're supposed to do. The concept of procrastination, for example, let me just use as an example. You know that this thing, I get this work where I guys do, but I go do it tomorrow. But you now want to...
I go do it tomorrow because it go do better if I do it tomorrow.
Yeah, you now want to make an excuse for, that procrastination. Like, come on now. Yeah, I said I'll do it tomorrow because it actually makes sense, because it go do better to do it tomorrow. So you look for an excuse to make it make sense that you have procrastinated. Right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. I think with these people, it started from people who maybe I feel like the hard work that you need to be a winner maybe became too much for them. So now they would rather go the route of
at least we entertained you.
Look, we did. Can't you see how good we were in the game? We were so good. We competed. We dominated. We're
not disgraced.
You were beaten.
Exactly.
They beat you.
Beat you well.
Yeah.
You get
beaten really well.
Well beaten. So at the end of the day, because if we are being honest, and we're in a world where being honest doesn't get you anywhere any longer, sadly. If we are being honest, I told someone not too long ago, I said, this concept of people thinking, people like to throw it around a lot. They say, I'm special. So I'm a very special person. And I asked someone very recently, I said, why do you think you are special? He said, I'm special by just being. I said, What are you talking about? Where did you get what do you know the definition of special? Let's start from there. Do you know the definition of special?
I don't see 6 fingers for your hand.
Do you understand? I don't see 6 fingers. And even if I see 6 fingers, how do you want to prove to me that 6 fingers is better than 5? Because the concept of special is something that's better, greater, something that I would rather use than this. So are you saying that just by the fact that they gave birth to you, you are better than this other person? It doesn't make sense. The only reason why you are special is what you have been able to make of what you have. I can agree when you say I'm unique because we have different qualities. We have different things that have been given to us, cards that have been dealt us, right? So you become special when you make something, when you do something. I don't know what it is. I'm not saying you have to build a mansion. I'm not saying you have to become a president. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be your own way of defining your success, but that's how you become special, by doing something with that. So that's just by the way.
Yeah.
With Juventus Villarreal, I thought the lines were much more thinner. But I agree in the sense that Juventus completely changed, what they used to be. They lost their identity for a bit, and that's why they are here now.
And everybody going at Allegri and saying, "Oh, Shebi, they said that if they bring Allegri, everything." No. When actions have consequences.
Of course.
Right.
Course.
Actions have consequences. When you crumble the house,
Exactly.
you don't expect that a guy who knows how to live in the 4th floor will also come and be the 4th floor like that and stay there.
You mentioned spine. Usually, when people define the spine of a football team, it's usually, goalkeeper, for example, included, the defense line through the middle, maybe the center back, very solid. Someone in the midfield, maybe crazy midfielder, CM, and then someone forward. Like that middle is always
but that's doing it literally.
Yeah, that's doing it literally. That's very literal. It could be any other way for the spine of it, but that's being literal. If we go that literal route and you look at Juventus currently, the only thing they've got right now is Bonucci and Giorgio Chiellini, who are not at that level. You get exactly at that level. So when you begin to go at Allegri, the truth is they changed their identity. They lost their identity without building anything close to. They went and took the lead. The guy was good at Ajax.
Very good this year.
He was good at Ajax. But the reason they bought him was because of how well Ajax was playing and how well he was doing in terms of playing out from the back and all that. Was he going to be an archetypal Juventus defender? I didn't think so at Ajax. But they got him because they wanted to rebrand themselves. They wanted to be, they wanted to look better. Play, so they didn't build anything close to a spine. And that game yesterday, it felt like there was a goal coming for Juventus. They were pressing. And then Villarreal got a penalty and they scored. Juventus of old. The Juventus
now then we see that penalty.
Everything you say about Juventus now is what you would say for Juventus.
Now, guess what?
They will be the ones to magically control a penalty out of nowhere.
Yeah. Even if Villarreal had scored, Juventus that we knew,
they will bang
it
on
wasn't
the door.
going to be a case of now conceding 2 more.
Yeah, they will bang on the door and break it down.
What it tells you know when people when a team loses 3-0, I understand what you mean when you say the scoreline flatters. I do understand that. I really do. But it gets flatter when they pass flatter. You understand?
It still happens.
If you wake up in the morning and you're happy now, you wake up in the morning.
And I have to say,
you wake up in the morning.
That's his name, Abi.
Rugani.
Contributor. I think it was also the one that was at 4 for the last goal. Was it?
No, I didn't watch the game. Look. If you think I call this podcast, I watch all the games, you are mistaken. I don't watch all the games. Lagos is not that. It's not dread.
That's a dream I have.
There's no light.
I go get media house.
It's not all.
I go get media room for house.
It's not all that.
Just
right?
four screens.
Believe me, you don't watch all the games. The moment you install it, you watch 1 game per week. I'm telling you. But that's that with Juventus.
All right, guys. I'm a man that needs no introduction on this show. It remains the Hindsight Podcast. When it comes to talking sport, when it comes to talking football all around the world, you get the best information from this particular podcast. You can always join us online, on YouTube, on IG, anywhere online. You can always join. Even on Clubhouse, we're there for you to dish you the best information when it comes to sport all around the world. Stay tuned always.
Cloud. Reach out.